Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We begin today's program with Tilawat al-Quran Pak.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
ओनर्स रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बोर्ड के चेयरमैन जनाब शम्स कासिम लाखा ने खुतबा इस्तकबालिया पेश किया.
His Highness the Agha Khan to address the gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, His Highness the Agha Khan.
Your Excellency the President, Your Excellency the Governor of Sindh, Honorable Chief Minister of Sindh, Honorable Ministers, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. Mr. President, your unfaltering encouragement has enabled us to bring the Agha Khan University into being. To give the first private university in Pakistan your support was a bold initiative, and one to which I wish to offer the fullest recognition. If Pakistan and the Ummah one day have occasion to be thankful for the existence of this institution, then first and foremost, they will have to render honor to the leader, who in answer to my question about the possibility of turning our proposed medical college into a university, replied without hesitation, yes. This is your university. Without your help, the task of all those hundreds and indeed thousands of others who have been involved with its foundation would have been immeasurably more difficult, if not impossible. It is my strong personal wish to give a permanent form of expression to the gratitude which everyone connected with this institution feels to you. I should therefore like to mark this most auspicious occasion by announcing the establishment of named endowment funds for both institutions, one of 10 million rupees to provide scholarships for medical students, the other for a similar amount to support health care for the poor at the hospital. With your approval, these funds will be named in honor of your gracious wife, Begum Shafiq Ziaul Haq. They will also, I hope, serve as some recognition of the contribution which her own charitable and humanitarian activity has made to this country. Many difficult decisions have already marked the history of this young university, but there is one which deserves to be spelt out publicly. Numerous colleges and universities provide undergraduate education to substantial student numbers in the Islamic world. Should we attempt the same, or endeavor to expose a relatively few number of students to the best that is internationally available, in the belief that we will assist both Pakistan and our wider constituencies more effectively by seeking to train leadership for the future? We have taken a purposeful decision based on considerable discussion and research to pursue the latter course, to aim to help raise the standards of medical education. At the time of your decision to grant our charter, Your Excellency was not only President, you also held the portfolio for health, and you were uniquely well placed to appreciate how the erosion of those standards was affecting Pakistan. You pressed our objective upon us. You agreed that excellence would only be achieved in an institution where the faculty was not overwhelmed by the administrative burdens which large numbers would create. And you requested me to ensure that the university should have sufficient resources to underwrite the maintenance of the highest educational standards. Without demonstrable excellence, we could neither prepare the next generation for its tasks, nor create an atmosphere of vibrant activity which would stimulate the faculty, nor encourage research, nor by example persuade other teaching institutions to set themselves higher targets. This policy has already attracted back some outstanding academics who had earlier left this country. They had departed in search of improved facilities, rewards, and, most important, personal and professional fulfillment. They returned when the intellectual stimulation they had sought became available here. I hope many more will do the same. Pakistan needs the skills of its own sons and daughters. Hitherto, many medical schools in Pakistan have trained doctors for Western secondary care in cities. This will never cease to be needed. In the near future, we shall introduce graduate training in the college, and we are considering a degree course in nursing. However, the vast majority of the Third World's inhabitants live either in the rural areas or in deprived urban ones. The Faculty of Health Sciences is therefore introducing an innovative curriculum to prepare physicians for work at the community level, which will give student doctors and nurses practical field training, often in demanding circumstances, at small rural and urban health centers. Conversely, those centers will send their own health professionals, such as midwives and health visitors, to the hospital for further training and refresher courses. Through such interchanges, we shall seek to understand more completely and address two of the most intractable problems encountered in providing qualified health care for those many millions of Third World citizens who live on the land. First, how to prepare urban trained medical staff for rural work. And secondly, how to establish stable and satisfying careers for them in those rural environments. In the future, the hospital may broaden its horizons, possibly coupling research carried out at the Faculty of Health Sciences with high-technology tertiary care in health areas determined as being of particular relevance to Pakistan. For example, recent statistics here in Karachi reveal an increase in degenerative diseases. It is the duty of leading institutions always to be aware of such changing patterns. In what directions, then, might the university as a whole expand? Of one thing we can be certain. The university will only devote its resources to issues of such importance, size, and permanence as demand the most constructive thinking available. More than perhaps any other contemporary type of institution, universities can provide a forum in which a creative, inquiring, and logical approach can be made to the significant issues of the time. They possess, or should possess, the capacity to bring independent thought and original research to bear on the many challenges facing our civilization. However, their value is directly proportional to their ability to look further than the immediate landscape of society, to identify which kind of trends are likely to evolve into major changes, and to stimulate thinking about their implications in advance. We must endeavor as much to fly high and see beyond our present horizons as to broaden them. Two such areas of change which can be discerned as of crucial importance to the Ummah and the Third World are the functioning of an Islamic society in the coming century and the wide-ranging issue of development in the Third World. The relationship of the individual to society constitutes one of the oldest preoccupations of civilized man. I share with other Muslims a sense of frustration that this issue has not been adequately explored in an Islamic context for many decades, and I share a desire to react. As Your Excellency argued forcefully in your recent speech to Al-Azhar University, we have to ensure that the eternal humanistic values of Islam are properly understood in today's world. The Agha University will only succeed in providing intellectual leadership if its members are constantly seeking new paths to progress. I pray to Allah that He may give everyone connected with the university, today and in the future, the faith, wisdom, and courage to stride boldly towards that challenge. Your Excellency, it is now my privilege to ask you, on this day to which I have been looking forward for 21 years of my life, to perform the inauguration ceremony of the Faculty of Health Sciences of the Agha University and of the Agha University Hospital. Thank you.
इसके बाद सदर ममलकत जनरल मोहम्मद ज़ियाउल हक ने हाज़रीन से खिताब किया।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala khatamin nabiyyin. Your Highness, Prince Karim Agha Khan, Your Highness, the Begum Agha Khan, General Jahandat Khan, Governor Sindh, Mr. Justice Fawaz Ali Shah, Chief Minister of Sindh, Mr. Shams Lakha, Honorable Ministers, Members of the Senate, National Assembly and Provincial Assemblies, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to welcome Your Highness to Pakistan once again, and particularly to the city of Karachi, which apart from many other reasons of attracting your attention, is also the birthplace of your illustrious grandfather. Your last visit, Your Highness, in 1983 coincided with the presentation of the charter of the Agha Khan University. Today, by the grace of Allah, the buildings of the hospital, the Faculty of Health Sciences, and the hostel of the university are complete, providing testimony in brick and mortar to your preeminent quality of philanthropy. Pakistan is indeed fortunate in having been blessed with a university of such a high caliber. On behalf of the government and the people of Pakistan, And on my own behalf, I would like to express our profound gratitude to Your Highness. Before I proceed further, I think it would be appropriate to acknowledge and to offer my compliments to the organizing committee of this function. Because this function, in my opinion, is also the mirror of the reflection of this great university. I have been here a number of times, and I was really thinking of what my true feelings are at this time. And mind you, I'm not being modest, I'm being very frank. My contribution is very little. It's only the magnanimity of His Highness that has exploded my contribution to such an extent, because I know what I contributed. But being a witness to the growth of this complex, I was just wondering as to what my true feelings are today. Many of us sitting here are fathers and mothers, and many of us have seen our children grow. But very few really think that the man who stands before you today as perhaps a doctor, an engineer, a banker, once was a little child, incapable of walking, incapable of thinking for himself. And then, when you look back many years, you find that it is the effort and the love and affection that reared up that child to grow where he is today. I'm talking about the lifespan of a man. Here is the lifespan of a complex. I came here a few years ago and I saw a deserted piece of ground. I came the next time, I saw a bit of life. I came the next time and we gave a charter to the university. And it's only in a matter of 2 years we see here not a child, but a child that is certainly mine, no doubt, but is the child of His Highness. Which has been reared up in the last few years with such love and affection by he himself, the Begum, who accompanied him all the time, by His Highness Agha Khan, and by a team of such dedicated workers as Mr. Merchant, who's sitting very quietly down below, Mr. Shams Lakha, whom we have just seen, Mr. Ashiq Ali, and many others who will continue to remain the backstage workers, without whose efforts this complex would not have come up. And in just taking a lead from Mr. Shams Lakha's words, the torch has been lit, and we are all to witness the light that will emerge from this great institution of learning. I hope, inshallah. These magnificent buildings of the Agha Khan University complex also bear testimony to Your Highness's outstanding contribution towards the enhancement of Islamic architecture by blending contemporary technology with the grace and beauty of the conventional style. For example, traditional concepts such as the sky ventilators have been combined with modern ideas to evolve a new synthesis in architectural design, making it indigenous, unique, and Islamic. All those who have been associated with this great construction project deserve our appreciation. They have created an example that, in my opinion, we ought to follow in other projects as well in Pakistan. Such excellence, if I may add, can only be achieved by a team that is privileged to work under the guidance and inspiration of Your Highness. Judged by any standards, however exacting, the Agha University is an exemplary institution. The criterion adopted for admission to the university offers the guarantee that the principle of equity will be safeguarded without sacrificing excellence. The provision in the university charter for attracting scholars, particularly Pakistani scholars from abroad, is something that needs to be extended by the Pakistani authorities to other universities in the country as well. Here I would like to make a reference to another exemplary feature of the Agha Khan University. And this is the positive and constructive attitude that is inculcated among its students. As a result, the atmosphere of the university is entirely academic and free from incidents of indiscipline and political manipulation, which has been the main cause of deterioration of academic standards in many of our educational institutions in Pakistan today. The sanctity of the academic environment in the Agha Khan University has, no doubt, been maintained through the single-minded commitment of the university administration to the cause of education and education alone. The establishment of the Agha Khan University complex, with facilities for research, medical education and treatment, is indeed in accord with the spirit of Islam. As we all know, Islam gives top priority to the acquisition of knowledge and regards the care of the sick as one of the foremost duties of man. Your Highness has thus demonstrated how to keep one's covenant with Islamic teachings, and I am sure Allah will doubtless bless you for it, inshallah. Pakistan owes an immense debt of gratitude to Your Highness for your generous assistance in supplementing the efforts of the government through the Agha Khan Foundation in improving the quality of life of our people, particularly in the health sector. Your Highness, we perceive in the various ongoing projects launched by Your Highness in Pakistan a continuation of the noble mission initiated by your forefathers. Agha Khan University is one of such projects, and I'm confident that it will play a vital role in its own right. Here I would also like to express my personal gratitude for, once again, for such a fine institution. We are living in a material world, and if we just look at the amount of investment, $400 million worth of a project devoted purely for the sake of education and care for the sick, where in the metropolis of Karachi is a gift that can be befitting to any nation, to any city, to any people. Your Highness, on behalf of my wife, I would like to thank you for your magnanimity and for your kindness. But I think I owe an explanation in public. Sometime back, His Highness was very kind. He indirectly sounded me that for the contribution about which I have told you just about the reality, what it is, but for the contribution of the government of Pakistan and a little effort on my part, His Highness thought it fit that either one of the elements of this complex or an endowment be named in my name. I indirectly sounded His Highness for his magnanimity and for his kindness. But I very humbly suggested that so far in my 8 years of being at the helm of affairs, I have followed a few principles and ideas. I have not allowed my name to be used with any institution or any building or any structure so far. Because I said that the true acknowledgement will not be when I am present, but when I am gone. It is at that time that but it was not a rejection of a fine offer like the one that His Highness had offered. I could not dare to decline such an offer. But it is His Highness' magnanimity that he thought that if I was a little reluctant, then the next deserving person was my wife. So permit me, Your Highness, to express my personal gratitude for the creation of endowment in the name of Shafiq Zia. These endowments will be used to provide scholarship for students in the Faculty of Health Sciences in the Agha University, and for the creation of a fund to support the cost of medical care of the needy and the deserving patients at the Agha University Hospital. I pray to Allah that both these institutions, the Agha University and the Agha University Hospital, may achieve greatness in the fullness of time, and may Allah in His benevolence bestow His grace on the generation of students to complete their training with distinction and use their knowledge in the service of mankind, and also provide courage, strength, and wisdom to the hospital staff to enable them to face the challenges that lie ahead, and thereby justify the confidence that Your Highness and the Government of Pakistan have reposed in these two great institutions. I apologize, Your Highness, for not broaching this subject to you before. But my prayers will be for this institution. And we want this to grow. We want this to grow into a real exemplary institution that it deserved to be. But may I request Your Highness on this occasion, and knowing your magnanimity, I'm sure you'll be kind enough to accept it, that we feel that this is a world of specialization. Man has reached moon, and there are countries who are far ahead of us. There is no doubt that the Agha University will serve as a beacon light and will set the pace for other institutions of this nature. But I feel that while it is an exemplary institution, and it is perhaps one of the best of its kind, not only in Pakistan, but perhaps in the East, but it still deserves to be boosted slightly. If I may request Your Highness to consider whether in due course of time, once this little flower has started blooming, would Your Highness be kind enough to give it yet a further grafted branch in the field of specialization? Would Your Highness consider of establishing, if not totally a postgraduate institute in the Agha University, at least in one field, and the field that I'm going to recommend is the one on which depends the future generations, the field of speciality in children's diseases, the pediatrics. Not not because I as a child did not receive what I could, I did. Not because there are many well-to-do families are providing the care that their children should, they are. But I'm looking for many children, many families who really cannot provide the care and the treatment that the children of the poor deserve. I know there is a children's ward in this hospital, but I'm looking for a little further advanced, specialized training in the child care. It will not be out of place to mention, and I've tried to acknowledge gratitude wherever it is. And perhaps it's not that befitting an occasion, because I've done so previously. But I'll just give you an example. I explained this to His Highness the other day. A few years back, the Foreign Minister of Japan came to Pakistan, Mr. Sakarochi. The Foreign Minister came on his usual trip. There was some interest in Pakistan. The government of Japan was supporting the cause of Pakistan on Afghanistan. And the human suffering that were being seen were being materially supported to help Pakistan in looking after 3 million Afghan refugees. But during the course of our conversation, at some time or the other, I mentioned to the Foreign Minister of Japan, as Your Excellency, Pakistan is a developing country. We are trying our best. But one thing which we lack is the care for the children. I said, I'm not saying this because I'm the father of a handicapped child. Perhaps I can afford to give my child the treatment that is available anywhere in the world. But I'm looking for many of such children who cannot even get a little bit of what they should. And I'm not exaggerating. Mr. Sakarochi went. After that we heard a little bit of activity. And 2 years later, a Japanese team turned up in Pakistan and asked me, where do you want the children's hospital? I was surprised. But without going into the other details, I'm very pleased to announce that today, a 30 million turnkey project in Islamabad is ready to be commissioned as one of the finest children's hospitals, which is a gift from the government of Japan. His Highness saw it the other day. Now, I'm not being greedy. I'm not suggesting any ideas. But I'm only mentioning a little aspect of this children care, the specialization in child care in pediatrics. I hope it will receive His Highness' kind attention. And my statement will not be complete if I did not reciprocate. This entire gift of $400 million is from His Highness. The government of Pakistan's contribution is whatever it is. My own personal interest is what I've stated a little while ago. But I think this university has to grow into a real educational institution. And I think in conformity with my request to His Highness in specialization, wherever I have gone, I have made a statement, particularly in the medical colleges, that for specialization in higher education, the government of Pakistan will also encourage such talented students that there may be. In the same spirit, I would like to offer to the Agha Medical College 2 scholarships a year for those graduates who qualify at the top positions in the Agha Medical University and who complete their preliminary specialization in Pakistan and who are selected by Mr. Shams Lakha and the advisory board of the Agha University for specialization abroad. This will be done through a scholarship. And Your Highness, I had not asked your permission, but I'm sure you'll be kind enough that this scholarship will be called Salima Agha Khan Scholarship. We have been talking about universities of Cambridge, Oxford, McGill, Osborne, Munich, and the like. I pray to Allah that the University of Agha Khan, or the Agha Khan University, will not only be remembered in line with some of those modern and the most talented and the most reputed education institutions, but it will also be headed by the Agha Khan University. I once again thank Your Highness for your love and care for Pakistan and for your devotion to the cause of improving the quality of life of its people. May Allah endow you with long life, health, and happiness. Ameen. With these words, I have great pleasure inaugurating the new building of the Agha Khan University and the Agha Khan University Hospital. I thank you. Pakistan, Zindabad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
सदर जनरल मोहम्मद ज़ियाउल हक ने प्रिंस करीम आगा खान के साथ आगा खान फैकल्टी ऑफ हेल्थ साइंसेज और आगा खान यूनिवर्सिटी हॉस्पिटल की तख्ती की नकाद कुशाई की। आगा खान यूनिवर्सिटी के चांसलर प्रिंस करीम आगा खान ने डॉक्टर हबीब पटेल को उलूम सेहत पर खिदमात अंजाम देने पर प्रोफेसर ऑफ एमेरिटस मुकर्रर किया। इफ्तिताही तकरीब के बाद सदर ममलकत जनरल मोहम्मद ज़ियाउल हक ने प्रिंस करीम आगा खान के हमराह मेडिकल कॉलेज और हॉस्पिटल का मुआयना किया।